First Chronicles 7:2b says, "The sons of Tola were mighty men in valor and in their generation, and their number in the days of David were 22,600. Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 90-day reading plan, today's reading is First Chronicles 7, verses 1 through 12, and I encourage you to read that passage. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about the word valor. What comes to mind when you hear that word? Do you think bravery on the battlefield, or possibly uprightness or honesty? Possibly you might think of someone who is popular and exhibits very strong moral attributes. You might not think of a person of wealth or of power, and yet that word that's translated valor could mean any of those things. Now let's think about who we are or who we should be in Christ. What kind of personality should we exhibit? How should the people see us in our day-to-day lives? I think they should see our lives of valor. What does it take for a young person to stand up in school for their values rather than submitting to what the moral standards are being taught around them? What does it take for a college student to disagree with his or her professor based on their understanding of who Christ is and what he wants them to do and believe? How hard is it for a politician to consistently stand up for what's right when they are being called bigoted or prejudiced? What kind of valor must be shown by a parent in raising his or her child? When the child wants to do what the other children are doing, and yet you know that's wrong, what do you do? How hard is it for a teenage boy or girl to maintain sexual purity in our world today? Valor is not just going to a physical war and displaying bravery. Valor is displayed every day in how we live. If we are living for Christ, that's how it is displayed. The world is out to destroy our testimony and our vision of Christ. The world does not care who it destroys in the process of denigrating Christ in some way. It takes bravery, it takes valor, and it takes honor to walk with Christ in a consistent manner day to day and day in and day out. We are to be men and women of battle. We are to use God's forces to defeat Satan and his minions. We are to have valor built into our Christian walk.